What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Wooly, and we have reached the end of the year, which means it's time for me to give you my end of the year list for 2017. So this year is a little bit different, not too much, but we got 3 lists this year going on. We got, of course, the top 15 of 2017. We also have my top 5 honorable mentions and my top 5 letdowns of the year. That's going to be a separate video, but this one right here is going to be my top 5 games, series, movies, and slept on / non-reviewed albums. So I'm gonna jump right into this shit. We're gonna get it going, and I'm gonna start off. Well, how we gonna start? We'll start off with the games, right? You know, game dollar, you know. And video games this year has been a little light. You know, I haven't been able to play too many video games, but I have had some games I've been playing, and there are 5 games here that I've been playing crazily, or I played crazy, or I enjoyed the most. So this is just my opinion, y'all, just like with everything on this list. Like, you have your opinion, I have mine. We ain't gonna fight about it. If you want to, let's get streets. The streets is where it happens, but right now we're doing this. So I'm gonna start off with the list. I'm gonna go by order of release. I always go by order of release. I don't like to put anything in preference and whatnot, but these are just the 5 games this year I've been fucking with. So first off, we got Resident Evil 7. This game, whoo! Memories with this game, yo. I love this game. I was so hyped for this game when it was announced. I love the new revitalized, revamped survival horror aspect of the game. The first person aspect of it was dope. Everything, Jack Baker crazy ass and his family. I still remember Mia. I still dumped her, yes, for Zoe, and it didn't work out too well, but it's okay, because everybody, you know what, doesn't matter. Just watch my gameplays. I got a full gameplay on my Gaming with the Granddad channel. It's hilarious. It's dope. I'm going to link that as well as my review of the actual game, so check that out. But Resident Evil 7, that was fire. So the next game is another survival horror joint, which is another one that I also was looking forward to, and we're talking about Outlast 2. Jesus Christ. Outlast, first I thought Outlast 1 was crazy. Outlast 2 was even crazier. It was darker. It was more sinister. It was a lot of suspect shit that happened in that game. And it was just like, it's just crazy. Like, and it was scary. It was scary like it was supposed to be. And I did a full gameplay with that and a full review, so check that out. I just think that Outlast is a great game series. I hope they do an Outlast 3. I just love the aspect that where you really can't fight. You gotta run like a bitch all the time, and you got a camera, and you gotta film the shit like World Star, but I mean, you gotta survive. It's just about survival and using your brain and just, you know, being able to avoid shit because everybody else can fight but you. That's not fucking fair. Eventually, Outlast, give somebody a gun. Come on, just one time. I mean, I would appreciate it. But it's a dope game. Had a lot of fun playing it. And just, I mean, it's something you should check out if you're into survival horror. I mean, that and Resident Evil 7, best survival horror games of the year for me, hands down. The next game is probably the game I played the most this entire year, and I'm still playing. I was playing it last night, and I'm talking about none other than Injustice 2, the fighting game of the year, easily for me. This game, y'all, has taken over my life, y'all. Literally, I've been putting so much work into this game. I've been fucking up niggas online, doing tournaments, all that shit, because this game is just so fucking dope. I love the mechanics of the game. I love the gear system. I love how it looks, how it plays. They're still releasing DLC. I got my top 3 Holy Trinity fucking niggas up. I mean, I got Harley, Catwoman, and Starfire. You want that work? Gamer Tag Granddad Wooly on PSN. Come get that business because I fuck you up. Unless you're really good. Then, I mean, we can go, I've had some matches. But it's a dope game. The story mode on there was awesome. Everything about it I just love. And I mean, it's a game, like I said, I've been playing more than any other game this year, and I'm still playing it. I will continue to play it because it's just one of my favorite fighting games I probably ever played. So, good job, NetherRealm. Y'all knocked it out of the park. I'm still playing the shit. I can't wait to, I mean, no Mortal Kombat's gonna be next, but shit, I'm already looking forward to Injustice 3 because y'all better keep my characters too. Y'all better not take them out, I swear to God. The next game is a game that I just recently finished, y'all, and it put me through some shit. It really did, but you know what? I gotta give it its props and its respect because honestly, deep down, I love it and I will miss this game, and I'm talking about Cuphead. This is a game that kind of took the world by storm. It was announced a long time ago. It took a while to get off the ground, but when it released, this is a game that everybody was talking about and playing because of its difficulty, its look, the way it just is, how different it is. It's just a really dope game. It's like a 1930s old school style cartoon game, platform shooter where you do boss battles and you know you made a deal with the devil. I did the whole gameplay. Y'all probably saw it. It was the Gaming with the Granddad main channel edition. I didn't do a full review, but I mean the gameplay is enough of a review for you to know how I feel about the game. I mean, I had my moments where I was about to cry. and get angry and kill something or somebody, and then there was points of just like fucking joy and happiness, especially when I finished the game. That was the most joyful part of it. But it's a dope game. If you've never played it, I highly suggest you play it. They got it on Xbox One and they got it on online and whatever. There's a way to play the game. Definitely check it out. It's a dope game. And I hope we get a sequel because it's probably one of the most fun games I've played this year, hands down. And the final game, y'all, is a game that I have not reviewed. I have not done gameplays for it thus far. I had just recently got it, but I've put in a little work with it. And I gotta say already, I love this game. And I'm talking about none other than Super Mario Odyssey. This game right here was like, I've seen it online, I've seen whatever, you know, gameplays they've shown, but when you actually play this game and you just look at how it looks and how it plays, like 3D Mario games are always done well, but they seem to have taken it to another level over at Nintendo with this shit. It's just so much to this game, the open world aspect of it, the fact that you can just travel, I mean, pretty much any and everywhere. I mean, they got the cool hat thing where you can, like, you know, use the hat, you know, this time. It's just, there's so much to it. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm really thinking about starting a new year with off for some Super Mario Odyssey gameplays. So just bear with me. But I'm just saying right now, as far as I've gotten with this game, I've enjoyed this more than Zelda, which I did play this year, and any other game on the Switch so far. This is my game that I've like, yo, this is the shit. So Super Mario Odyssey, had to get it in there for the end of the year. That's the shit. And that's my top 5 games. All right, y'all, so now let's go into the top 5 series of this year. And these are series that I've just watched and I enjoyed the most. And most of them are off Netflix. You know, I usually don't watch regular TV that much because I'm always out and about. So Netflix is usually where I go to watch my series and shit. But I do have one series on here that was on TV because, you know, it was just that shit. So let's just start off, and I'm gonna start off with that. Samurai Jack Season 5. Now, I grew up watching Samurai Jack, y'all, and when Season 4 just ended abruptly and we didn't know what the fuck happened, I was so happy that they announced Samurai Jack Season 5, and when it came out on Adult Swim, it was just even better than I expected. It was more mature, it was more raw, but at the same time, it had that natural, like, feeling of what Samurai Jack was, and it had the music in the end, which was essential, and then just the way that it played out, it was some shit, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna spoil it if you ain't seen Season 5 of Samurai Jack, but it was fire. And I'm so glad they ended it the right way, and I'm gonna really miss Samurai Jack, but what a way to go, y'all. That season was the shit, so definitely check it out. The next series is a series that I actually was surprised that I liked so much. It's actually based off a video game. I did review it, and it's Castlevania. This came out on Netflix, and it's a anime style series based off the video game, and this was very, very good. I really enjoyed this. Even though I never really played Castlevania that much, I just like how they just incorporated the game and the characters, and it's it's a very funny show. It's very just like anime centric with the action and the gore and the blood, and the story itself is done really, really well. I like how they're gonna lead into another season of Castlevania, which I hope that they do on Netflix. And I think it's just something that you should check out if you are a fan of not only of Castlevania, but just general anime, because I think it's just done very, very well, and it's one that really didn't get too talked about that much after its release, but it's something that I did remember and it did stick with me. So check out Castlevania, the series. It's fucking dope. The next series is another Netflix show that I actually didn't review. I slept on, and I am so mad that I slept on because this show is so fucking good. I'm talking about Ozark. This show, it stars Jason Bateman, is one of the most intriguing shows I've seen. I mean, I'm not gonna get too much into it. Watch the show if you ain't seen it, but basically it's about this dude who is like living in, like, I guess the Ozark, I think it's like in Louisiana, but basically he was a money launderer for this really big cartel, and some shit went wrong, and he had to end up like getting all this money together in a certain amount of time, or he's gonna end up dead, and his family's involved in this shit too. But it's a really dope show, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. The character development on there is awesome. The dynamic between, you know, Jason Bateman and his wife is crazy. The kids' involvement is crazy, and everything about it is just so like left field and off the wall. You don't know what to expect next when you're watching the show, and it gets you very intrigued. And I'm just mad as fuck that I didn't review this shit, but I gotta say that it is definitely one of my favorite series I've seen this year. So check it out. Ozark is the shit. The next series on the list is Narcos Season 3. I mean, Narcos has just been killing it ever since it came out. And the cool thing about Season 3 is that even though Pablo Escobar is dead and not in the show anymore, as well as some other characters, they managed to still keep it intriguing, bring in new characters that carry the torch just as well as Pablo did. And I think that now that we've got these new characters involved, we're actually now going into Season 4, we're probably gonna get even more new characters, but the writing and the production of the show is still the same feel, but them interjecting different different characters and still being able to keep the momentum is very good. And I hope to see that they carry that over in season 4. We had Agent Pena at the helm on season 3, and he's gonna probably be doing it in season 4. They got the Cali Cartel, who did a good job as the antagonist of the entire show, and their dynamic. So I just think Narcos is doing it right. I want to see what they do next. I think they're gonna take it to Mexico this time. I mean, we gonna see, but I think it's just gonna be a really good show that's just gonna continue progressing and getting better and better. And it definitely was a standout. They just keep getting the hits. They just keep working with it, and I love what they're doing. And the final series on my list should be no surprise because, like, shit, everybody was looking forward to this shit ever since they announced it. Stranger Things 2. What more can I say about Stranger Things 2? It was fire. Everything was right. Everything was done perfectly. The build up, the lead up, the story, the characters, the backstory with Eleven, the reunion with her and Mike, the mind flayer villain, everything was just fire. Bob, even though he was cornball, I still fuck with Bob. Hopper was doing his thing, action movie style. Everything was just fucking dope as fuck about this season. I mean, everybody's seen Stranger Things 2. If you ain't, you wildin', check it out. But that was definitely, of course, my favorite series of the year. Love Stranger Things 2. Can't wait for Stranger Things 3. And that is gonna round it up for my top 5 series of the year. All right, y'all, so now let's get into the top 5 movies. And now with the movies, it's a little iffy, y'all, because I didn't get to see that many movies this year. You know, I've been busy doing all kinds of crazy shit, but I did see some movies, some that I did review. Most of these on here I did review. Some I was late to the party to. One of them I didn't actually review, but I saw late, but I had to say it because it's just dope. So let's just go ahead and start. Of course, we're going to start off with none other than Get Out. Now, Get Out, I was mad late to the party. I did review it late as fuck. It was my only late as fuck review. But Get Out was that iconic movie that just took the world by storm. Everybody was talking about it. I mean, what more do I have to say about Get Out? If you ain't seen it, you late as fuck, even later than me, but watch it. I mean, Jordan Peele did an amazing job. It's funny, it's clever, it's witty. It also tackles a lot of social issues. It got a lot of hidden messages in it. And just, I mean, it's got all these iconic moments in there that everybody just had ended up doing in pop culture, from the fucking T shit to the fucking Get Out challenge where motherfuckers was just running and shit. I mean, the movie just did more than anybody else would expect it to do. And it's a pop culture phenomenon, whether you want to admit it or not. So Get Out was crazy. It was dope. I love the movie. Definitely check it out if you ain't seen it. The next movie is a movie that I did not review and I was slept on. It was more so like I heard about it and I finally watched it, and god damn it, I'm glad I did. I'm talking about Okja. Now, if you have never seen Okja, it is a Netflix movie and it is very, very dope. It centers around this young girl from South Korea and her pet super pig named Okja, who is actually manufactured by this company who's making like these super pigs to be able to like produce all this mass meat for the meat industry, and they're making these pigs and are genetically modified. It's a whole bunch of crazy shit going on, but the story itself about the relationship between Okja and the kid Mija is her name, like, it's just amazing, and it goes all over the place. You got, you know, the animal rights activists who come in and try to save and do their thing. You got the big corporate, you know, evil motherfuckers from the meat industry trying to, you know, stop everything. It's all these crazy things that goes on, but at the heart and soul of this movie, it's about the relationship between this pig and this girl, and just how their bond cannot be broken. And it's just like, when I saw this movie, I was like, damn, this is so fucking good. I mean, like, it's funny, it's witty, but at the same time, it makes you think at the same time as well. So just watch the movie. It's dope. Okja, I wish I would have reviewed it. I'm sorry I didn't. I apologize, Okja, but like, yo, it's fucking dope. The next movie on my list is It. Yes, It is on the list, and I loved It. I mean, I loved it for more reasons than not. First of all, I love the fact that they actually adapted the book in a lot better way than the series. I think it was a really funny movie at times. But, you know, when my man Mike from Stranger Things with the jokes, it was very suspenseful. It was thrilling. The scare factor was I mean, you know, I don't get scared that much with horror movies, but it was entertaining, intriguing. I think they did a really good job with It, and it was just one of the movies that everybody was talking about. Some people were mixed on it, but I do think It was really, really good. As far as horror movies are concerned, I think It did the best this year than a lot of other movies that were actually big released and whatnot. So I gotta give It its nod, and I just love the review that I did for it. Watch the review. I think that review was hilarious. That's one of my favorite reviews I've ever done this year. So I gotta give props to It. Check it out if you ain't seen it. It probably ain't on DVD yet, but when it does, give it a shot. I mean, you'll float too. Not me, nigga. My buoyancy is good. I mean, it's bad. I don't know. just watch the movie. The next movie is War for the Planet of the Apes, and this is the trilogy, or it is the last movie in the trilogy of the Apes trilogy, which I think is one of the best done trilogies in recent time. I've loved every Apes movie that's came out, and this one was no different. I love how they rounded out the series. I love the inclusion of Woody Harrelson. I love how Caesar, his character, was developed and grown into this great leader, but he even goes through his struggles and whatnot. And I just think it's a great movie. I mean, I got nothing more else to say about it. I think it's just something you should watch. You gotta watch the first two before you watch this one to really get, you know, the real scope of the entire movie and the trilogy and everything like that. But I think that the Planet of the Apes trilogy, it was very well done, and I'm gonna miss it when I don't know what they're gonna do anymore. They shouldn't. They should just end it where it is, because I think it ended great. I mean, I think they can't do it the way that it ended. Never mind, I'm not gonna spoil shit if you ain't seen it, but definitely check it out. War for the Planet of the Apes was definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. And the final movie on my list goes to Wonder Woman, and this is a movie that I think DC did right. The only movie that DC did right. Suicide Squad, no. Justice League, hell no. Wonder Woman was a movie that needed to be done right and was done right. So I'm glad it was done right. Gal Gadot did a good job as Wonder Woman. And I mean, of course, you got the other superhero movies that came out, especially the Marvel movies. Marvel movies are always good, so I'm not going to give it to Marvel. I'm going to give DC a little bit of a nod on this, because they've been trying to catch up to Marvel, but they just can't really do it 9 times out of 10. But this is the one time where they actually had a hit on their hands. So I got to give props to Wonder Woman. Hopefully, they don't fuck it up with the sequel, and hopefully DC gets on the fucking ball with something, because, like, literally Justice League was trash. But this was good. I mean, so there you go. You got one. And here are my top 5 slept on / non-reviewed albums. So these are albums that I listened to late, or I didn't get a chance to review, or just something that, you know, I thought was mad slept on that, you know, I want to mention. You know, it didn't make it on any other list that is going to be coming up after this. So it's in no order of, like, you know, I think it's in order of release, but these are just, you know, albums that I think people should check out definitely. So the first album is an album that I know none of y'all motherfuckers heard of, because I didn't hear about this shit. My homie Chicano, yes, that Chicano put me onto this shit, and yo, this is fucking dope. And it comes from a group out of Portugal called Orelha Negra, and it's called Orelha Negra 3. And they are they're a production team or a band or a group, but this is an instrumental album. It's sort of a funk, soul, hip hop. They pretty much do it all, but listen to this shit, y'all. Just listen to it. The instrumentation and the music is so goddamn good. Like, these guys are amazing, and I'm surprised. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're big out in Portugal, but these dudes should be like worldwide fucking just sensations, because their work is impeccable. Their production is stellar. Like, I literally wanted to rap over like 90% of the shit on here. It's so fucking fire. And it's like, it's just like Asombra, check that. Claire, oh my God. This album, y'all, like, literally, I gotta give props to Chicano for putting me onto this shit. He was holding out on me with this shit. I'm kind of low-key mad about it, but this is fire. Definitely check it out. If you want to listen to something different, not from here, and you're into instrumental albums, check these dudes out, because they are amazing. Nothing else to say. Just look it up, listen to the shit. You'll thank me later. The next album is another album that I was late to the party on, but when I listened to it, I think it was really dope. And it's from Cunninlynguist, Rose, Azuran, Njano. I think that's how you say it. Doesn't matter. I tried, goddammit, but it's a dope album. Cunninlynguist is a group that I really haven't gotten too much in, but I always thought that they were dope, and this album is no different. I think the production, of course, is great. It's always dope. The lyricism on here is great. Great features. The song Gone is really dope. That's what really got me into the song. I mean, that was the first single, so that was like, okay, that's dope. And then I just love how the concept of the album is. I just love how it just progresses with the production and the beats. Everything on here is just really, really dope. So I think it's an album that really didn't get too much attention, but I think it should have. So definitely check it out, especially if you're a Cunninlynguist fan. But if you're not, give it a shot. There's some real hip-hop shit, really dope. Check it out. The next project on the list comes from Problem, and it's called Selfish. And Problem is a rapper out of Compton. He's done some stuff here and there, but I still think he is really on the cusp of really just breaking through. But I think this is a really, really dope project. I really got drawn into the project with a single Top Off that was done by Ninth Wonder. It's a really feel-good song, really just smooth vibes on it. Ninth Wonder kills it on the beat. But in general, this is a really dope album. It's only 9 songs long. It's not very long, but in those 9 songs, Problem does a good job. He's lyrically dope. He gives you those good West Coast vibes. And I actually think he did an album with DJ Quick earlier this year called Rosecrans, which was dope. But I ended up liking this one a little bit more. So definitely check out Problem. I think he's going to be a problem in the future, and he's doing his thing. Really, really good album. The next album on the list is the one that I definitely know got slept on, and it shouldn't have because it was dope, and it comes from Defari. It's called Rare Poise. This album came out actually very late in the year, but I think it's dope. I think Defari is a really dope rapper, and this is actually his first album in a very, very long time, his first solo album, and it's really dope. I mean, he's got great features from like Evidence. He's got Granddad on here. Beats on here are amazing, of course. You know, he's got, you know, all those crazy producers on here that he always works with. I think Ev did some production on here. I think Alchemist did some production on here, I think. I'm not too sure. I couldn't look up the list. But I really do think that this album is really, really good. And if you have not listened to Defari, or if you're not too familiar with him, check it out because he's really, really dope. And this album is really, really dope too. So it's just something that I think needs to get really some attention in the night. So if you're looking for some dope hip hop in the lanes of Dilated Peoples and Strong Arm Steady and, you know, all those types of MCs out of the West Coast, Defari is your dude. Check it out. And the last album, my top 5 slept on albums, goes to Scarface, Deeply Rooted, The Lost Files. Now, Scarface is one of my favorite rappers, and the thing about Scarface is he always keeps it consistent. He always knows what he's going to talk about and do. And on this album, I love the first Deeply Rooted album. That was one of my favorites of, I think it came out in 2014 or 15. But this one right here carries that momentum. He's talking about a lot of issues that he always talks about, you know, about black people, black struggle, you know, the prison system, just pretty much being black in America and the struggles that they go through. And Scarface is one of the best at doing that because he sounds passionate about it. He really sounds like he cares about these issues. And on this album, he keeps up that momentum. Beats on here are dope. Scarface is killing it as always. And he's just giving you that Scarface that we know and love. So it's something that I think you need to definitely check out because I think it flew under the radar for a lot of people. And there we are, y'all. You got my top 5 games, series, movies, and slept on / non-reviewed albums. Tell me what you think of that list. Let me know what your top 5 of any of those are. And you know, that's what it is, y'all. So I mean, you know, it was a good year for these categories and whatnot. And you know, there are some stuff that I missed. There's some albums I didn't listen to, or some movies I didn't see, or some games I didn't play. And I'm pretty sure if I did, would have probably made it onto the list. But from what I did intake for this year, this is what made it. So now what's next after this are my 5 honorable mentions and my 5 letdowns of the year. So be on the lookout for that video. It's gonna drop later today. But yeah, give me a thumbs up. You know, drop a comment. Tell me what you think of this shit. And there it is. So until next time, which is actually very soon. Top 5 games, movies, series, slept on albums. That's my list. What's yours? Let's talk about it. And now we got one more video coming up after this. Actually 2 more, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna drop 1 more today, and then the top 50, and we'll do that tomorrow. How about that? How about that? I'm out of here.